I'm Rachel Piacenza, Director of Marketing at RBFF, and I oversee our national consumer media and advertising campaign. Here's a look at our 2021 Get On Board campaign.
Come on, babe, let's go outside and take the boat out for a ride. I'm ready, I don't wanna wait. Cause the only time I'm feeling free is when I got that ocean breeze, so kicking it out on the lake. Get on board. Got the sunshine and the short line. It's a good life. Get on board, get on board.
We launched Get On Board in June of 2020 with campaign message modifications to showcase fishing and boating as activities that could be done safely through social distancing or participating with those from your immediate household. That same sentiment and overall message remains relevant today in spring of 2021 as we're getting ready to launch more paid media efforts behind our Get On Board campaign this year. We'll continue with messaging of relaxing, unwinding, spending time with family, and showing millions that fishing and boating can be the pathway to wellness and self-care. In terms of audience, our campaign continues to reach multicultural families with kids aged 6 to 17. The bulk of our media will launch mid-May and continue on throughout the summer, ramping up during National Fishing and Boating Week, the first week of June, and then ending and finishing up around Labor Day. Our media channels in 2021 include a handful of Disney media properties, which is great alignment with that family audience. We will have advertising and media on Disney Channel, Disney Junior, Disney XD, various Disney digital platforms, rich media units on AccuWeather and Weather Channel, Spotify. We also have paid social, paid search, and some integrated partnerships this year. New this year for media specifically is we're really trying to get fishing and boating more into that mainstream audience. So we have a fishing hole that will be featured on ABC's Holy Moly, which is a competitive mini golf challenge show. So contestants go around playing mini golf and one of the holes will be fishing themed. So tune in June 17th for the season premiere and you'll see our fishing hole on the show. So when we think about recruiting new audiences to the sports of fishing and boating and what that means for both the sports is just number one is sustainability. We need to keep recruiting people and filling that backfill, if we want these sports to continue to thrive. And when you think about how you learn to fish or boat, a lot of the older generations, it's from passing it on from a relative, and that's not the case with everybody. There's a lot of self-taught fishing and boating enthusiasts out there who didn't necessarily learn from somebody else, but they wanted to learn and they taught themselves. So I think that coupling that with the media and advertising that we have in the market is going to help recruit and kind of sustain these participants now and into the future. So when we look at predictions for 2021, what we're seeing in a lot of consumer insight research lately is increased time with family, which is great for our messaging and great for our media, which we always put out there. Fishing and boating are great activities to spend with family. We're also seeing increased vacation and trip planning. So with things opening up a little bit with the vaccines, families are wanting to get out of the house a little bit more, but still spend time together. So we can kind of expect to see that here in the summer and kind of into the fall. Really prioritizing too what matters. I think this pandemic has opened up a lot of people's eyes on shifting things around and deprioritizing things that maybe didn't matter as much. So what's going to float to the top is time with family, time with friends, and time enjoying new activities or activities that you've always enjoyed. You can get involved and help support the campaign by sharing our campaign messages and specifically using and amplifying our Get On Board toolkit. You can access the toolkit by visiting gobtoolkit.com to download a variety of customizable assets to promote fishing and boating to consumers. And I just wanted to end with a couple closing comments. If you haven't yet looked at the recent research that RBFF commissioned with Ipsos in late 2020 please do so. There's a lot of great nuggets and insights that will help you with your various outreach efforts. You can find that research on our website, takemefishing.org, under the Resource Center. We really have a huge opportunity here as an organization, but even more so as an industry, to retain and keep all these anglers and boaters in the mix that came back to the sport and that were new into the sport here in 2020. Huge opportunity, but also a huge challenge, something we can't do alone. So we appreciate your continued support in really trying to reach out to this group and show them that fishing and boating are great activities for their mental wellness and great activities that they can do with their friends and family. And if you have any questions as you move forward with learning more about the campaign and downloading some shareable assets that we have, please reach out to me with any questions you may have. And thank you for continuing to recruit, retain, and reactivate millions of consumers each year.